Tadej Pogacar on the attack again on the Champs-Élysées stage, marked by Jumbo-Visma to the very end. But as you know, this is the traditional Champs-Élysées stage. It's a procession at the beginning. They show off all the jerseys, champagne is sipped. I'm really happy Ciccone won polka dots this year, though, rather than a GC contender by accident. And Philipsen obviously, was clearly the best sprinter in the race. Campenaerts won super combative, so he was on the attack. The Australians all got together at the start. A lot of Australians, we are the best, I guess, and the Danish guys as well. But Australians, they had a better tour than the Danish riders, at least what I think. Van Aert's jersey number held up by Jumbo-Visma, but on to France. The last KOM point taken by Ciccone, but that was a real team effort from Little Trek as well. And Jumbo-Visma were like, we got places to be. Started to move it on through the Louvre, and then when they go through the finish line, that's when the procession stops essentially, and it's fair game to start racing. But what a Tour de France we've had. Thanks for joining me with all the videos. I've got videos of every Tour de France Femme avec Zwift stage coming up on the channel as well, so make sure you stay tuned for them or subscribe to see them. But Kung and FDJ, Quickstep, Lotto Destiny, they were two teams in particular, with Frison and I think 379's attacking. Without their sprinters, strong teams that I thought today of all days the breakaway had a decent chance with, people like Tadej Pogacar attacking in very strong fashion, marked by Nathan van Hooijdonk from Jumbo-Visma. No Van Aert here, but would they let Laporte go for the stage? And Van Hooijdonk didn't pull initially. And they got a decent gap of 14 seconds. Pogacar's looking back. He motioned to Van Hooijdonk a few times to pull. And it's Alpecin and Jaco on the front with one rider each. Eventually Van Hooijdonk does take a pull, but that's the last one he took. He stops. And so counter moves start coming across. Why did Nathan Van Hooijdonk not pull with Tadej Pogacar? Van Hooijdonk's actually a super relay. Like he could have won Kuurne-Brussels-Kuurne if you watched the classics back in February. But anyway, I was surprised how many teams were willing to help Alpecin, and eventually this group of really strong rouleurs went across, including Pollitt, Bediol, Kwiatkowski, Skjelmose, adding to Pogacar and Nathan Van Hooijdonk. And I was thinking, if these guys get their act together and work, and people look at Alpecin, we could have a repeat of a breakaway winning on Champs-Élysées, but it didn't happen. They kind of split apart, and yeah, as I said, too many teams wanted a sprint behind, which is fair enough. Like Jaco know their best chance is probably with Groenewegen to win the stage. Israel, on the other hand, they sent Simon Clark into the attack, marked again, or joined rather by Frison, who's very strong, and Oliveira. Pogacar, one last attack, well maybe, I don't know if it's an attack or a lead out we see later, brought back by Alpecin. So Alpecin did a good job controlling. They marked the moves. They seemed happy to let this move dangle, and them and Jaco were swapping off, as you can see at the front, and it's like, it's three guys, we can see them ahead. They're not, Bettiol and Pogacar and co, although Frison is strong, and so they let them dangle for a few laps, and it's really tiring. Up this hill, up to the Arc de Triomphe, it's actually not flat and the cobbles are wearing, so they were brought back with about 10k's to go, and that's long enough that now other sprint teams are just going to control it. DSM, Alpecin sending men to control proceedings and Bettiol, and so we knew we'd have a sprint once again. It's a shame. I thought we might have a breakaway with people being scared of Philipsen, but some teams didn't need to be scared. Pedersen moving on to his lead-outs wheel, Durbridge doing a final move, and Jumbo was clear Laporte wasn't contesting the stage. They were going to post up for the photo. Kirsch on the front, 2.4k's to go. You don't want to go too early, but look, I think Van Poppel ahead of Meus. Meus kept in pretty good forward position at this point. Jaco in a line with Groenewegen, and then Philipsen deeper with Rickard and Van der Poel. Pedersen really, quite at the front. Their first three wheels, he's just got Sturven as his last man with 2.2k's to go. So they need someone else to go in front. And that is, I think, Randers for Jaco Alula. You see Groenewegen having to move up himself on the right-hand side on the Uno X train. Christoph leading out Varenskold, but Pogacar goes. Uno X changed it up. They went for Varenskold, which is fair enough, adapt to what's happening in the race. I don't know who Pogacar was leading out. Maybe Moritz, trying to steal a march through the corner, or Fred Wright. Moritz asked him if he'd give him a pull, or I don't know, because Bauhaus isn't in the race. But anyway, does a really strong pull, and now Philipsen's still in, I think, really good position here. He's got Rickard going into the final bend, right-hander. He's moved into fifth wheel. He's got Christoph ahead, as well as Moritz as a lead-up man. And with 800 metres to go, that should be enough numbers. I was thinking he's going to clean it up again at this point because he's just been kept in good position. He's got MVP there. Ricard, though, everyone kind of finishes their pull quickly, and MVP, instead of sitting on Christoph, perhaps not realising Christoph was doing a lead out, and then Mohoric blocks Christoph, MVP goes at 450. And if he waits another 75 metres, perhaps we have a different outcome. But he goes at 450. Well, it's really 475. And Philipsen's on his wheel. Groenewegen gets onto Philipsen's wheel, takes it off Pedersen, or at least he's, half and half on that wheel, but does really take it. Varensgold on Pedersen's wheel. And look at Jordi Meus. He's that bottom helmet in this screen. He shoots up and takes the wheel of Pedersen from the inside, goes on the barriers in front of Varensgold. Had to make that snap decision or move there. 250 metres to go. Groenewegen launches. Too early. He did have a good sprint. Perhaps he was trying to get the jump on Philipsen, which is fair enough. But then he opens the door back up to the barriers, which I was surprised to see. Pedersen looking good on the right-hand side, but Meus out of nowhere. Look at him get the drag in on Pedersen's wheel. Perfect. And Pedersen's getting him up to speed, holds that speed and goes over the top of the fading Groenewegen and nails Philipsen on the line with the bike throw. Says, almost like, is it me? Yes, it was. Bora get their second stage win. Jumbo-Visma their second Tour de France in 2 years. Jonas Vingegaard loses 1 minute 30 to Pogacar. Lucky he had a 7 minute 30 gap. Here's what Meus had to say after the stage.
Jordi Meus, first Tour de France and stage victory on the final day. Greatest day of your sporting career.
Yeah, definitely. I knew in the previous sprints that there was more possible than the results I showed so far, and today everything went perfect, and super happy to finish it off.
You beat the unbeatable. You beat Jasper Philipsen. How did you do it?
I felt actually quite good all day. The beginning was easy, obviously, but from the moment we went full gas, my legs felt incredibly good, and then Marco Halle did a perfect job with positioning. Then he was also there, and I had the wheel of Pedersen, and then I just came out of the slipstream and I could catch it on the line.
To win on the Champs-Élysées is the dream of any sprinter, I suppose.
Yeah, for sure. It's my first tour. It was a super nice experience already so far. To take the win today is just an indescribable feeling.
Next year the goal is to win the green jersey. Who knows?
That's something else if you see how many points Jasper has ahead. But for now, I just enjoy this victory.
Enjoy the evening. Thank you very much.
But I hope you enjoyed all the videos for what I thought was a very, very exciting edition of the Tour de France. And keep following along with the women's racing for the rest of this week. Until then, ciao.